So, um, I, if you have been following me, I spent 2 weeks in July at my grandparents, and then I spent a week in November. It was my aunt dropped me off um, when she visited for Thanksgiving, and then Harry picked me up. It's like it was about a week and a half because the Thanksgiving's on Thursday. It wasn't the Monday after that. It was the Monday after that. You know what I mean? So that was about a week and a half, and then uh, the Monday before Christmas and the Monday after Christmas is when I visited. So it wasn't like I didn't spend this time with him. So I appreciate that. Some family members are uh, getting some shit because they showed up at the funeral and for 4 years they didn't visit. So it's like, well, if they gave a shit, they would have visited. But it's you can't act that way. I don't think. They have their own guilt uh, that they're probably going through. So I don't. My cousin Nikki, she probably feels bad, but it's not my job to make her feel bad. Um, I just told her, I said, any day, at the end, I said, any day now you have to go and, you know, say goodbye. And this last few months, I told her, he has a stomach tube, you have to go visit. You're going to regret it if you don't spend this time. And she goes, I know, I know. She just didn't want to see it. She wanted to just, be in denial about the whole thing. Um, but I have to learn how to control my stress because I didn't cry, and I still haven't done the full-on crying thing yet, where you are crying like, you're bumbling like an idiot. Uh, and I trust me, I seen that at the funeral, and I was thinking, man, I better start crying soon, or they're gonna start, saying, didn't you care about them? It was just, and then I told that to Linda, or my aunt, excuse me, and she was like, no, people wouldn't judge you because of that. But I feel like I was judging people if they were crying or not. I'm like, oh yeah, well, okay, they're crying, okay, they're not. And I was like taking inventory. It's so weird, you know. But a couple people dropped everything and, drove quite a distance in order to go to his funeral. So, that shows something. I have relatives that live in Arizona that couldn't come, but my grandma said, no, don't worry about it. It's the thought that counts. And they sent flowers. Uh, People sent flowers, so that's cool. Uh, uh, we didn't really get up and talk to the minister. I'm an atheist, but the minister was very friendly. I kind of, when he came over, he wrote notes about my granddad and said a little piece about him. Um, so during that time, I was kind of obnoxious, and he thought it was funny. So I guess that's all that mattered. But my aunt was like, "Okay, it's time for you to shut up now," and I'm like, "Well, you're talking to." Okay, it's time for you to shut up now, Jody, and I'm like that sometimes. But he was laughing, like I was telling stories, and he was like laughing, and I'm like, it's just that's all that matters. He's laughing. I told a joke about penises, and I don't want to repeat it. No, it was a funny joke though. It was a funny story, but it was had nothing to do with my granddad. So yeah, I was told to shut. Um, I want to show a few pictures, but anyway, we didn't do a eulogy thing, so I thought, this was appropriate. And then I'll probably not ever talk about this again. Even, maybe I'm not the type to like, you know, be all overly emotional in my videos. At least that's what I feel like. He mentioned that he worked for CF for. I wore in November. It's already 5 minutes, people. In November, he gave me his CF. He worked for Consolidated Freightways for a while. For 37 years. That's a long time. But he worked for them, and he in November gave me one of his jackets. He said, "Looks like you need a warm jacket. Here's my jacket." So I wore that jacket to his funeral because that day I promised him that I was going to wear it. I didn't promise him, I promised myself. Because you don't want to talk about funerals. Oh yeah, well, at your funeral I'm going to do this. No one wants to hear about that. But anyway, he drove 3 million miles without having an accident. And that was such a big deal that they're a bankrupt company now, but at the time, this was in October of 1990. I'm gonna cover my sister, but this picture, this is one of the pictures I have. I have one with me in it, but this is just a stack of pictures that I have available that I just grabbed real quick. This is him posing in front of his truck. Him and his friend got a truck with their name on it. But yeah, he had his name on the truck. So yeah, that's a big deal. And then they put it into circulation, I guess you could say. But yeah, this is me sleeping on his bed. This is 1989, so I was about 6, and we were just taking a nap. And then this is, for some reason, I'll be honest with you, for some reason, these pictures of him when he was overweight, like when he was like heavy, they trigger like thoughts of him when he used to like drink and then yell at us for some reason. He had a stroke when I was in high school, and then he lost a bunch of the weight because he stopped drinking. But yeah, that's my cousin when he was a little kid, and then that was our dog Fifi. I wanted this picture because it had Fifi in it. And then that was him. And this is a picture of him covering up. This was, he used to go hunting. He used to go into Ukiah, Oregon. And he used to take this trailer. And then that's me. This was in '89, so I was probably 6. I wasn't 7 yet, I don't think. I might have been around that age. So yeah, that was this trailer. We didn't really use that trailer. We had a motorhome that we took. That was his trailer that he took in like September and the beginning of October. I believe it was elk and deer season. That he would go by himself, and then we liked it because we got to eat out, because he didn't really like eating out as much as my grandma did, so she would use coupons just because she would have them. She gets one of those entertainment coupon books every year, and we'd go out to eat when he was going out hunting. But anyway, there's a story I wanted to tell, and I only have about a minute, but I don't know. I think I'm gonna do like yet another video. I don't know. It's just, I'm words. It's nothing but words coming out of my mouth. But when I was really little, like this age, this age, like in these pictures I just showed you, that age, he used to call me Shorty. And he would take a nap, or he would be like out in the backyard doing something, and my grandma would say, go get your granddad and tell him it's time to eat dinner. He would take a nap like right before dinner. I think this was when he still was working, which they might not believe that, but I still do remember that. And so anyway, this is gonna have to go to the video. Sorry.